So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called About Cherry, 2012. It's about a dumb blonde from Long Beach who lives with alcoholic parents, and her little sister loves watching video games and television, the drug of the nation. So she drops out of high school at the age of 18. She starts doing nude pics. She's got big pink areolas, and I wasn't turned on by her at all. I wasn't turned on at all by this movie until the ending. And the only reason I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars is because of the ending. Anyways, um, so she's got a couple boyfriends. One is like a platonic friend or a pretend brother. Kind of reminded me of the relationship that I had with my former coworker, Chinese girl in San Francisco, who was much younger than me uh, by about 10 years. I think she was just teasing me, or she was just, I don't know what she was doing, but whatever. I don't talk to her anymore. Uh, so there's like this Indian guy named Anthony. She's Angelina's platonic friend, the dumb blonde's platonic friend. They go to high school together there in Long Beach. He's got another boyfriend who turns her on to nude photographer. She gets a lot of money for it. Um, then I don't know what happens. This part is a little unclear, but she just packs her bags and leaves for San Francisco. All of a sudden, she gets this under the table kind of sublet room with her Indian guy, the tall Indian guy. Um, he gets a job at the bookstore, and she becomes a porn actress. It looks like soft porn though. uh, so the porn producer just happens to be a lesbian blonde, an older woman who's got the hots for Angelina. By now, her porn name is Cherry, and and so her lesbian girlfriend gets jealous. I didn't know lesbians were jealous uh, till I saw this movie. I guess they have normal emotions like heterosexuals. I don't know much about lesbian food until I saw this movie. Um, so San Francisco looks like reminds me of the kind of crappy city it is. Same with Long Beach. The only thing it's really good for is the food. So this film tries to be artsy and stuff. The shaky camera and the banal scenes of people brushing their teeth or driving, walking around, or just standing there talking to each other, or they're just laying in bed doing meaningless chit chat, pillow talk stuff. So that shit was boring to me, obviously. Otherwise, I would have given it a higher rating. I hated the fucking soundtrack. Piece of shit. Um, the only bright spot was the Asian babe at the end. I don't want to spoil the ending, but she took off her bra. Too bad she didn't take off her panties. But this is a rated R flick, so can't expect much. That's why I'm only giving it 2 out of 5 stars. For the last 5 minutes or so, before the rolling credits, where you hear this lame ass song called "I Want to Go to San Francisco." La da da da. Something like that. That's what it sounds like. Um, Flowers in the hair, going to Golden Gate Park. That's the lyrics to the song, but has nothing to do with the movie, of course. At one point, Anthony and Angelina slash Cherry, they're sitting in the park and they remark how beautiful the city is, most beautiful city in the world. Um, I don't know about that. I used to enjoy walking out on the pier. That was like heaven for me when I worked downtown San Francisco for 12 years. Uh, so I guess there is some truth to that. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many damn tourists in San Francisco from all over the world checking out the homeless bums. Um, Anyways, getting back to the movie. So, of course, Anthony has the hots for Cherry. They sleep in the same bed, but they don't have sex with each other, which is kind of like torture for poor Anthony kid. Um, then they're sharing a room with this gay guy named Paco. Um, like I said, it's under the table kind of rent control shenanigans. Uh, I don't know why anybody would want to live in a rent control apartment, but hey, only in San Francisco, right? So Cherry's walking around, and there's this mural that says, uh, "Capitalism has ended. Imagine," or something bullshit like that. And there are gay flags all over the place. Tons of lesbian poo in this movie. So, so I guess there's a lot of love triangles going on. Angelina, aka Cherry, falls in love with this junkie guy, lawyer guy, that she met at the strip bar that she was working on prior to becoming a porn star. Um, so they hang out a couple times. He gives her some coke. They're like his mother's like the Asian Art Museum curator or something. She tried to make him be an artist, but he wasn't very good at it, so he became a lawyer instead. He's a big time junkie. Um, so her mother, her alcoholic mother, comes to town with her sister. They meet Paco. They get along great with the gay guy Paco, and then Paco takes them out to a fancy restaurant where it costs $17 for meatloaf. That sounds about right. San Francisco prices, cost of living. Um, so the boyfriend was supposed to meet her there, but he's delayed by his junkie addiction. And he apologized to her, gave her flowers and stuff. Meanwhile, poor Anthony is jealous as hell. Her mother wants her to hook up with Anthony, but I guess she's she's pulling this cruel kind of tease trick, and we find out why she hates men later on. She actually falls for the older lesbian movie producer, and that's about it. I mean, not much in the way of plot, not much plot wise. It's just the Angelina, aka Cherry, um, kind of leaving home and destroying her family in the process. Her mom even tries to jip her out of money by saying that her sister can afford to have a stomach operation or some bullshit that she made up just to get money from her. Um, but then she discovered that she was a porn star actress and she left abruptly. She was supposed to spend the weekend there with Paco and Anthony and Angelina, aka Cherry. Her little sister's name is JoJo, by the way. A lot of weird names in this one. Only the only name that's not unusual is Anthony. And so she's making hardcore porn movies. Her mom gets all pissed off and leaves. Um, but the scenes in this movie are all softcore, so I guess it's a kind of off-camera hardcore. I guess I don't know. It looked like all softcore to me. Um, she graduates into from lesbian foo and self masturbation. She graduates to having sex with guys, penetration stuff, but it's all off camera. And I don't know what else can I say. Oh, when she leaves home, she manages to destroy her family pretty much. It's like it was already pretty bad with the alcoholism, but it gets worse because her mom is so desperate for money now. Um, After she leaves, not sure why, but oh, I guess the husband left too. Maybe that's why. And I guess she hates men because she tortures that poor Anthony guy. Um, he has an emotional breakdown towards the end when she catches him masturbating to her pornos in their bedroom there. I guess it's on 22nd Street, south of um, was it south of Mission? I recognize Mel's Diner, which is on Mission Street, I think. Um, so some of the scenes look kind of familiar, like that stupid Muni trolley that she's riding. If she's making $800 a day or more, why does she need to ride a friggin' Muni trolley? Is parking really that expensive in San Francisco? I used to pay $8 a day, but then I just wrote it off on my taxes, man. So it didn't really matter. Um, I don't know. San Francisco is a crazy town. I'm glad I don't live there. I'd rather live in the suburbs personally. Even though I used to love living in the city, I lived in Seattle for a little while. I don't know. City life doesn't appeal to me anymore. But I could see how it could appeal to a dumb blonde teenage girl. Um, Drops out of high school, disappoints her family, and then hooks up with an older lesbian. It's kind of romantic, I guess, in a way, if you're into lesbian foo. But I just couldn't. I wasn't attracted to any of the actresses, except for, of course, the Asian actress at the end. She was hot. They should have made her the main character. Then I would have loved this movie a lot more. And the emotional breakdown with that Anthony guy. She catches him doing a J-Rock maneuver in their bedroom. Um, that acting was pretty bad. I mean, I much I much preferred Uma Thurman in Nymphomaniac. Her emotional breakdown over this guy, this Indian guy's, he's like crying over this dumb blonde who doesn't want any kind of intimate relations with him. He should have gave up on her a long time ago. He's kind of dumb in his own way. Uh, but just them sitting in the park drinking coffee kind of reminded me of that gal that I used to work with that, I don't know, about 6 to 10 years ago, something like that. I still send her emails, but she never responds. Like I leave her a voicemail saying happy birthday. She never responds. She didn't show up to my son's baptism. Um, and then the godmother asks why she doesn't talk to me anymore. I guess because I told her put out or get out, something like that. Who knows? Or maybe she got the message that she didn't want to be a whore like her other coworkers there. Suddenly dawned on her. I don't know. I'll never understand women, but she didn't like my gray hair anyway. She kept telling me to dye it, and this was like a few years ago. Now I probably have even more gray hairs and bigger belly. So she probably wouldn't be caught dead with me nowadays. She probably saw my picture in the baptism and she said, "Oh, what happened to the younger Ben?" So that scene with them in the park sipping on coffee kind of reminded me of what I used to do with her. Go to Starbucks on our break and just sit and talk. Uh, Kind of boring stuff when you watch it on film, though. Just idle chit chat. I don't. The Indian guy says, "I don't think you should do porn with guys." These guys are interesting. Both of her boyfriends say that lesbian food porn is perfectly normal. One guy even masturbates to it. But porn with guys, all of a sudden they get all offended. Like, that's dirty. Getting money for having sex. Oh my God. What an abomination. Having sex with a guy, no less. Guy with a ding-a-ling. Oh my God. How horrible. Kind of shows their hypocrisy, I guess. But like I said, it was boring from beginning to end. A lot of driving around, walking around, brushing teeth, looking up, sitting at bars, uh, sitting at restaurants, sitting on a bench, uh, smoking a cigarette. I didn't know people that young still smoke these days, but I guess if you drop out of high school, you're dumb enough to drop out of high school, and you're Blondie, I guess you could be dumb enough to smoke cigarettes. I shouldn't talk. I used to smoke when I was that age. Not 18, but closer to like 21. Anyways, I couldn't really find any redeeming qualities in any of the characters, except for the Asian babe. Like I said, if she'd been the main character, I would have definitely enjoyed this movie. I would have given a higher rating. But they just hired some dumb blonde, so I guess they had to make it a believable character. Like, only dumb blondes will sign up to be porn stars. Uh, but then the Asian babe came on towards the end, trying to be a porn star. So wonder what her motivation was, what she was thinking, or what her family background was. That would have been more interesting, I think. So it gets a relatively low kind of mediocre 4.8 rating. I'm rating it a little lower, 2 to 5 stars, which equates to 4 out of 10 stars. So not a great flick. I'm not really looking forward to the next movie, Sleeping Beauty, but I am watching Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, which is a great Canuxploitation flick from 2001. That one really surprised me. Jesus Christ doing kung fu, and then as you can tell by the title, he's he's come back to battle the vampires, but, but he can't do it alone. He needs help from El Santo, the masked Mexican wrestler. He's just some fat white guy in a wrestling mask, and it's all dubbed, which is pretty cool. It's like I don't know, religious slapstick musical kind of stuff. I bet you Lloyd Kaufman could have learned something from that movie, but I'll go into more detail when I do the movie review. Probably when I get home tomorrow night. I'm working on my divorce reply brief, which is a pain in the ass. I did the cover, just made a few tweaks on the cover, cleaned up the table of contents, and I got to do the argument, which is a pain in the ass. Got to study case law. That might take a couple weeks, maybe a few weeks. I don't know. I'm just going to do bits and chunks like I did last time. Because I got a 30-day extension. It's going to be filed with the court next week. So a lot of bullshit going on with that. A lot of legal expenses, and had to take my car in. It cost me $500 for tires and wheel balancing and checking out the axles and stuff. But I got free oil change, a couple free car washes, and rotated the tires for free. I just got to clean out the scratches from the damn car wash cloth things. They got sand in them. So my car looks pretty good. The guy who lives here said, looks like a showroom. It's nice and shiny. Looks like a showroom car. It's got 30,000 miles on it, though. I should have bought a chunky clunker for like $50 a month or $100 a month. But I got a nicer car, kind of tiny little sports car for me and my son, so I can give it to him when he's 10 years from now. The guy says my poor son is going to be taking it to the shop once it's got like 200,000 miles on it. We'll see. Anyways, that's the end of my review. I think I'm rambling on too much. Can't recommend this one. Can't really say check it out. But I could say fast forward to the end, right before the rolling credits, like the last 5 minutes. If you have it on your instant queue or you have streaming online. Yeah, that's the best part. It's the only good part in the movie, really. I would have given it 1 out of 5 stars if it wasn't for the ending, honestly. Laters.